Hey there, everyone. Welcome back. This is season 3. Look, I had up 6 figures. 3 of the Hers and His podcast with Randy J and Poppy J, and we are carrying on with the Confessions of a Man. We're on part 2. It's about to go down.
Number part 2 ain't out yet, so this is just talk. The book will
talk. Sorry,
it'll soon follow, but just given the you're gonna get the inside scoop on part 2, and hopefully you got some clarity on part 1. Then when you read it, just ask your questions. That's what this book was for. This book is the topic. And you gotta remember, this is a drug of growing up from how I grew up, and then get drugs has been a part of the whole childhood, all the way to my adulthood when I was selling drugs. So at some aspect of the drug life, this is how I thought the inside thoughts of a drug dealer that was playing the game correctly. I gotta keep saying correctly, because none of these women was physically harmed by me. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't care. It was I knew it was in passing. There's nothing to fight over, nothing to go try to handcuff. It wasn't handcuffing season. It wasn't. It was years of not handcuffing.
Okay. Well, I know the beginning of the book, from what I read and what we talked about, and then getting to read some more into this, the second part of it. It took I wouldn't say it took a different turn, but it I don't want to say it wasn't what I expected, because then that would mean that I expected it just to be like some sexual stuff off the jump, and that's not what I think of you. That was your past. I could think that about that, Anthony, because he's not here anymore. So I don't know why I feel guilty. So I got issues. That's why I got to do the reaction video. I was all over the place in that shit. But that's what I thought. And then that's when I got to know, I felt like I got to know a little bit about Maritza. Ring a bell?
Yeah, Maritza. Yeah, Maritza. Ring a bell.
Yeah. Maritza, she will, I don't know, you can tell me. I think you were in love. Could I be right? Could I be wrong? Could I be right?
Well, I didn't update the new names, but I know who you're talking about.
Because if you know, I'll help you.
Nah, the blind date part 2. Ready or Not part 2.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're talking about. Trust me. That was my baby. That was like a childhood crush. She made part 1. You know what I'm saying? And in part 1, like, some of these stories I go into depth, but there's not nothing I can really say bad about Ready or Not, because her name ain't the same. I got the old name. This I did years ago, so I changed the names like mad times. I used to have the names that almost matched their name, like the same letter. But
yeah, something happened at the end. Like you guys came back, you reunited. She felt away.
It was just bad timing. Like, we wasn't compatible. That's all it was. And it wasn't even that we wasn't compatible. It's that everybody expect the guy to change. Like, everybody shares together, so you got to change. So it probably would have never worked. it was nice getting a part 2. You know what I'm saying? And if I try hard enough, maybe a part 3. That's why I said, like, there's no hard feelings. She follows me on Instagram. I follow her on Instagram. She knows my family. She knows certain family members. I could contact her. I could probably reach out to her anytime. Even as a friend, like, she's a good person. I never wish no bad. I don't got nothing bad to say about her. It was just we just was in 2 different places. I was trying to step away from the street world, so there were still phone calls I was getting. And a lot of phone calls always be women, because that's who you, when it comes to shit like, there's certain things, my eye in the sky. When I'm not around, there's certain women that I know. Keep their eye open, then just give me the 411. So now I'm down here. I'm in the city, but shit is still, there's business going on. There's shit in the works. So I'm everywhere. I'm down here physically, and whenever I get a chance, I'm up there mentally. So, and it just clashed. Insecurities, because there was some girl that worked at the sneaker store she worked at, and they accused me of flirting, and I was just being nice to a co-worker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I felt you on that one.
In my head, my bitch is bad, and she's the boss here. Why the fuck I want to work with somebody that gotta listen to her? It didn't make no sense to me. But
you seem blindsided, like you didn't know.
Yeah, her past and shit like that, it hit me different. Like, damn, like, there's shit to brag about. I mean, shit, I still can. I mean, no insecurities when it comes to her past experience, like whatever. Like, I wasn't like, oh my God, she used to mess with a girl. Shit is crazy. Second thoughts. I'm nervous. Hell no. I went in there like how I go into any situation. So there's things to like be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna cheat on them. They're gonna come to this nigga. But it hurt it. Cause I was that she had the, because she don't get it no more. But at that point, she had the, I give it a try anytime. Because I wasn't focused on nothing. And everything that I was, and no slight on nobody, but to me, she superseded everybody. Like, to me, she was like that she was that chick. She was probably the closest to sunshine as she was gonna get. As I was gonna get. Like, at that time, during that period of time, she was the closest to sunshine as I was gonna get. So no matter who I was fucking with, if she would have called me and said, yo, want you back, I probably would have been like, all right. And I probably would have fucking cut off mad people. I probably would switch my number and everything. From learning from part 2, now if I went into it again, at least I know that I gotta pay more attention to how I talk to people. I don't even know why she introduced me to this bitch. And then I be polite, and then I'm getting cute for flirt. So all that shit was kind of weird to me, and I ain't got time for all that shit, man. But I was sick. That was one. She had me there. I told you that was like my kryptonite. She was the kryptonite if I had kryptonite.
Yeah.
True, it wasn't even because of the sex. That's the crazy shit. It was just cool. I think it had, like, she really dug me. So, and you feel that when people really dig you, you feel that. I know who digs me, like, even as friends or people that family, like, I know who digs me because that energy is crazy. Now that I understand the transference of energy. that energy is crazy. So I knew that she really dug me. Like, there's a, like, and I just was like, I was more in love with that. That she really dug me. I didn't give a fuck about nothing. I ain't have all the bread. I ain't none of that. She dug the person I was before I went and was hustling, while I was doing my little bullshit in the New York City. Like, in between all those phases of my crazy trying to figure out what kind of person I was gonna be. Like, she dug me. And when we was around each other, it was like, we don't even think outside of each other. Like, I ain't think outside of her. When I was with her, there was, despite what she may believe, I fuck once I walked in the door, like, oh man, this is over. Fuck the world. Sanity. That was like my little sanity. So it kind of threw me off because I didn't have that sanity where I was staying prior to staying, like, practically living at her crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, sleeping there every night. So it was just a different, and then I go back to that fucked up and energy, and it just, so it wasn't gonna work. It was cute though.
Yeah, that's fun. That's how I described it too when I was when I did my reaction video with the listeners. I was like, the same thing you just said. I from you get the storyteller stuff. From what I read, it was crazy. In the video, I was like this the whole time. I didn't even record. I was like this. My hair. I was reading it.
See, because I was
like, then I recorded it.
I would describe the me being sick part, but I gotta leave them something to read. I could describe what I said actually, how I was, like the picture. I could paint the picture, but I'll leave them for that to read. Like, there's a picture that goes with that sick. I was sick.
You didn't want to do nothing.
Like a puppy.
You didn't want to do anything.
Nothing.
Talk to your mom.
I mean, talking to my moms don't help. I didn't want to talk to her. Like, don't talk to me. Like, that type of don't talk to me. Not me not wanting to talk to her. I just don't talk to me right now. Leave me alone. Give me a minute. I keep telling people, give me a minute, and they never want to give me a minute. And when I explode, people's like, damn, she just gave him a minute. And then it's not 60 seconds minute. It's just give me a minute, couple of minutes, man. Long minute.
Like, I'll let you know when the minute's up.
Fuck you rushing my minute. We ain't got the same clock. But
yeah, I felt away. I felt away when I was reading it. I know. Are you okay?
Of course I
was like reading it, and I was just like, oh my. I was like, Anthony, puppy?
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying about the confession. I had to confess.
Yeah.
Shit that I wouldn't have told nobody. Shit that only certain people even witnessed. My moms knew I was sick. Hey, I think everybody knew I was sick, man. It's not like it's not like they couldn't get the info. All I had to do is one of my cousins call her. I say, yo, my cousin over here is sick for you. I can imagine the shit they said. I didn't give a fuck. At that moment, that's how it is. And you gotta get that shit off, and then you can move on. As I did. Pretty not too hard. It wasn't a big setback. She ain't destroy it and make it harder for other women. Shit was already hard for women. Because I wasn't trying to even be in a relationship. And at that time, it seemed like everybody was convinced that they were sunshine.
Well, I mean, if it wasn't for the store incident, she would have been sunshine.
If it wasn't for the store incident, I wouldn't be a podcaster, probably.
Right?
There wouldn't be no books. Well, that probably would have still been books. I don't know, because I think if I give a girl that, that's why I'm putting these shits out there now. Clear all the history of myself as much as I can. So that when I meet a woman, I don't have to go through all this explaining shit. You already read it. If you want to know about my past, here, I'm giving everybody the blueprint. All these books is my past. all these books is what a person,
free edition.
Yeah, just in case she don't know how to ask these questions, I could just give it to her ahead of time.
On first date.
Like, yo, you gotta get to people gonna know me or think they know me a little better. People will know me a little better now that I'm a podcaster. But there's still levels to getting to know somebody. But I'll be as transparent as I can because I'm coming with the heavy hitter questions. First date and all. I'm getting all this shit. I ain't even taking you to eat. We're going to dinner so that you could get by the bar and order your drink while I ask these questions. Prepare yourself.
I know when I do some of my live groups and shortly dating and stuff will come up and I'll be talking about stuff like this and I'll be like, yeah, it's like my partner, I'll be like, because I'll be wondering what kind of questions they would ask and they'll, and then I'll be thinking about you and I'll be like, yeah, I mean, but it makes sense. I'm like, you should ask those questions because why hold on to them and then later on.
Anytime you want, get a panel of people to jump on StreamYard and just be guests. They can ask me all the questions they want. We get to record it.
Because some people, you ask them what kind of things you think you should. Like I had this one group I tagged dating with purpose. Like what are your intentions when you're dating? Because I ended up in this room with all these African dudes. Like they was from like all over like the country, Nigeria, Africa, and I was just sitting in the cut, just looking. It's like I'm not dating. They said, "We want to ask you a question."
You know what you do? Any of them dating spots? Just
do what?
Any of them dating people who run those spots? Tell them that I would like to interview them.
Well, I mean,
I would like to sit down and chop it up with them.
They're just like a bunch of men.
Some of them don't know English. Oh nah, yeah, I'm not with all that.
No, it's like an app. Like I have many, but it's
I forgot about that. I'm not.
This one I didn't even know what it was. I just thought you could host rooms, and then I realized it's all about love. Like every group is got some kind of love theme to it, and I just was listening, and they called me up, so you can like host rooms over there.
I don't want to break nobody's heart with the truth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what they talk about because I don't go to that one. And they asked me a question. I said, "What do you look for in a guy?" And I told them. And then after that, the niggas fell in love. So I don't know. Been back since.
I don't know.
I'm not lying. I'm not even lying. One won't leave me alone. Because you can call in there, you can video people, and so I don't go back in there. I blocked them because I want to go hang out in there. I don't want him to see me and come in there. So I just want to give tips and shit. I'm trying to tell you I can't get with nobody. I'm busy podcasting. But no, just to say though that people are talking about this type of stuff, and I always think about what we talk about here and about dating and stuff. Like you have to have a purpose, like intent when you're like dating to get to know someone. Nobody talks about that, Like, are you dating just to be fucking dating? Or are you dating like you have a strategy? You have to have a strategy. I truly believe, and I think that's where people get it all mixed and messed up. But but there's other rooms for that. Trust me, we can get a panel together. I get around. I'm an app whore, so. But back to you and your love life. Aw, when I was reading it, my heart. I was so invested.
I mean, when you sit down, you be honest with yourself. When you be honest with yourself, there's only one way to tell it. So that was the way I had to tell it. That's how I can. Yeah. Me thinking about it, that's how I can remember that shit. So I told it. Nothing to be sad about. Shit happened.
Yeah. I was sad
for a moment. I'm glad that I wrote it the right way for you to be sad.
Like when the part where you go ahead.
Nah. The part
there's a part where you when you were dry. I think it was right before the incident with the girl that you were just being friendly, talking to. You had mentioned that Maritza thought that she was that one that tied you down from being promiscuous, and the minute you thought she was too, and then you were like, until distance, and I was just like, oh. And you know, so many things ran through my head. I thought it was gonna be something like when you was talking to her coworker, she tried to get at you, and it was, and you was like, hey, and then it was gonna be the other way around. I didn't know what to expect. But as I read it, and then uh, I saw that you were just having a friendly conversation, like I was there. I already knew. I said, "Ooh, she ain't gonna like this." And I got it too. I understood because we're weird like that. You friendly, you introduce people and stuff, but you like explain. Always get older and get more a little bit more mature and handle it better. But I've been there before, and it's not that you don't really, especially if you don't like the person. You know what I mean? Like you don't want that person to ever think it's not even probably about the guy, it's about that bitch. Like don't get too friendly, bitch. Because bitches be wanting other bitches shit. And it's true. Like for some reason a bitch don't want thin, they want everything everybody else got. It's weird. I don't know if that's like that with men. So I understood that. She just probably didn't handle it well. But like what do you think it was when she didn't call like because for me, I thought an incident like that, she'd get over it. You talk to her, brush, you know, she'd be like, okay, babe. But she like really wasn't like talking to you, obviously, because you got sick. But like, what do you think it was? You think it was, you think it was more than that? Was she really tripping off like that? Because she liked you a lot.
Listen, I would have to really think about it, and that's not gonna happen. Like to think about why, like any other, what else could it be? I would have to like sit here and really reminisce. I was to me, I just like I said, I thought it was like a nod for a nod. Like I don't put it past females.
Mm-hmm.
See me, love me, nigga love you still. You find niggas love you still, and then just be like, yo, fuck off. It's the game. So I mean, it was sick that it happened to me. You gotta be able to take the punch to the gut. As many gut shots I gave out, probably. So it was part of the game. I talked it off to that was the most rational shit. Like she really just like I don't want to I don't want to say my other reasoning, but it wasn't it was which one was gonna help me shake it off. And the one with her just getting me back for bouncing when I bounced and didn't say shit. It worked. And that's what I went with.
Okay. Well, sheesh, Louise. Dear, I didn't expect this season to start off this way. But so with Marissa, okay, and going through the yeah, part one up until her, I didn't see that coming. But is that what you had hoped for? Like when you guys, 'cause I thought in the first one, when you first, you know, blind date, that she went about her way, like you guys parted ways, or she had to go somewhere or back to
the same blind date.
Somebody.
The same blind date.
Not blind date.
No, this is Ready or
What
Not.
do you know?
The first one is just Ready or Not. This is part 2.
She was the one at the hotel, the one that got off the car. No,
Nah, you got it all mixed up.
People right.
Yeah, you gotta get your people right.
Well, what is?
You're telling two different stories.
I didn't date these bitches.
Yeah, but you're mixing them up.
I didn't sleep with them. I just mixed those two up right now. I did, but it's the only part that I thought she was connected to, but that's the only part. Yeah, I did mix that one up there. Okay. Well, that sucks. But do you think that prior to before that, is that what you had hoped for, that you guys would connect, or did it ever cross your mind?
It crossed my mind. It wasn't something I hoped for. I wasn't against it. I wasn't fighting it. But that's what I said. We didn't really ask this. The right questions was never asked in the beginning. from neither party. I didn't explain everything that was going on. And she didn't. We didn't talk, so it was gonna be fucked up anyway. Because we would never be on the same. We didn't even know what pages to work on. It was just like nitpicking. It just felt like mad nitpicking. I ain't with the nitpicking shit. So none of us talk. So like I said, it's just nice that that was just a part 2. It was just a failed attempt at part 2. So the desire. So the desire to try a part 3 really ain't a desire. Because the first 2 failed. Because the first 2 failed, so I don't even give a fuck. I wouldn't even think about it. It's not even a thought.
They usually say third time.
Yeah, it could be. But if I'm being honest, I don't want to try it. If the 2 times it failed, then why the fuck am I going to try so it can last longer and fail? I don't know. But it might be just sabotages. We just might be 2 people that just is always going to clash at something. Something's always going to be a breaking point. There's people for everybody. I ain't the only one that's single, though. So I'm just saying. It ain't just me. Most of these women that I've talked about are currently single. So
what do you think that means?
They just.
Or what does that mean for you or for them?
That just means that it might not always been men. It might not always been me. It just looks good when the guy is the piece of shit. But it might not always been me. If you still single, some things you got to work on. So
you're saying they all blamed you for whatever happened between you. Always.
You could read and tell which ones was like mutual understanding, like this wasn't going any further.
Yeah.
And then you could tell the ones that didn't work. I ain't never do shit. I allow whatever to happen. I'm just not. There's no me falling in love. That's it. We could chill. You want to hang every day? We can hang every day. You want to fuck every day? We can fuck every day. There was just no love there. It was not love. It was not, oh shit, this is going to be my shorty. This is wifey. It was never none of that. It was just nice fucking partners. You got a good piece of ass. I don't need to go fuck 7 different asses. I just fuck one ass a lot of times. That's it. It got nothing to do. There's no feelings involved with that shit. Except for the nut. I don't have to have feelings for you because I want to have sex with you every day. I like fucking, and then you fuck good, and we already fuck. What the fuck? Are we gonna? What's the point? That's how I look at it. Look, that's how I looked at it in my head when I was doing that. It was just like it wasn't. I never was just. Yeah, but there was never. I told you, there's mad people that didn't even know my name. So if you didn't ask no questions, that was I would look at you different. You know what I'm saying? If you love just the guy that you know as his street name, and you don't even know his name until you get arrested and makes the police blotter, like that don't count. So it was mad shit that was just like I never was just. It was never like, yo, she's bad. I should try to wife her. It was never that. It was she bad. And she fucked with the kid. This must be my lucky day. That's it. That was my thought process. Like, I just got mad lucky days when it comes to the women. But nah, I mean, it is what it is. It was a fuck. I mean, it was an experience. It didn't deter me. I wasn't going for it. I was disappointed that from everything that I did prior, from Ready or Not, the first one, everything that I did to run into Ready or Not, yeah, I would have took a break. None of that shit. It was fun. It's a fun experience. I could say I did this. I could say I did that. But I ain't one of them dudes that go around just sitting around niggas talking about that shit. I don't go, yo, I fuck my bitches. I was the shit. I don't say that. I go into everything humble, like a nigga don't know this until they read this. Mad niggas ain't gonna know shit about me. Niggas gonna look at me when they read this and what? I wrote it. I told it. It's facts. I'm a real street nigga. I'm a real nigga, period. I be in the streets. I fuck with niggas. Niggas fuck with me. Mad niggas just depends when they want to be honest. And when they ready to be honest, they'll be on talk. They'll come to the plush lounge and we'll kick it. Any of them that want to talk.
The honest edition.
Anybody that want to talk to me about this book that I can see physically and face to face, only way they're gonna be able to talk to me is on the plush lounge. And we just gonna go live with all these, like, let people talk. Whatever.
Yeah, come to New York. Okay.
No, the ones that can actually, like, the ones that, like, everyday people that I gotta walk by when I go to the grocery store, shit. People like that. I don't care who it is. If the first person, if they ask about the book, it means they bought the book. So that means they welcome to come sit and talk on the, as long as they don't mind being on camera. I just like, yo, come to the studio. And I'll sit down with whoever want to talk about it. It is what it is. All my books.
Word. Okay. Shoot, I just lost my page. Shit. I'm just gonna get the good stuff right here. Okay, but yeah, so this one, and when you just said something right now that registered with me when you said something about taking a break. So when I went into this chapter, it sounded like you were like figuring out something, like, you know, taking us through like a stage, like you're like going through, and then I guess what, your cousin hands you a number, you didn't want to call it right away and stuff. So even though you got to that place with, you know, and we started to see that, you know, you're connecting with Maritza, kind of seemed like you would chill anyway, like maybe something was something like going on where you're trying to like put the pieces together or something.
No.
Right before you met her, you were like in a different type of zone, like place in between.
Nah, she's always somebody that just always had my heart. That's it. So whenever I see, I kind of like I'm trans. It's like a transy thing that she has. She has a transy thing over me. I see her, and it's like Medusa. Except for it don't turn you into stone. It just makes you want to be near her. Like, it's just a transy thing she has when she looks me in the mind. When I see her, whenever I run into her and I just see her, it's like the first day all over again. Like the first time seeing each other. That's a crazy way to describe it. Every time I see her, it's like the first time I seen her,
But you wouldn't try it again?
No. Because I know it now. It's not even about, and I don't know if it's like the same for her. It's like we just see each other, and if we both not in no type of situation, chances are we'll fuck. We don't go looking for each other. I don't DM her. She don't DM me. We just cool. We just keep an eye on each other. Like, we follow each other. We good peoples. But it's like a weird little, like a double whammy. Like, we both get hit with this thing. Like, and I don't even think nobody was ready. Like, we just loved each other. Like, we just have this weird forever love. And I'm saying, I don't know if that's how she feel, but it was Ready or Not, and then there was Ready or Not Part 2, and that was a lot of years in between that. So I think it's just some weird shit with her. Like, I don't know.
Yes, just, you don't know.
Nah.
Okay. Well, that's the sense I got from it, but it just seemed like you were in a different space. Like, even after that, you seemed open. I just knew it was over after that. I was like, I was invested in that chapter, and this is gonna ruin him. He's not gonna want to date anymore. He's never gonna want to be anybody. Yeah. So, but that wasn't the case because you still seem to. You spoke about wanting to like. You was okay with that thought. You don't want to like keep just being like, you was okay with coming home to, someone, that you loved and kicking it with them and taking care of your son and all that stuff. So, for me, that's how I wanted to kick off this this chapter or season was so people can focus in on just like that, because I wanted to be like a walk. You take a walk with the different changes and phases of who you were, so people don't have to get mistaken, be like that's not all you was about, that you actually
That's why part two.
had
No, there's some stories in there in between these. It just was the right vibe. Like Maria Ritza is the right vibe. Like out of everybody I ever came across, she just has the right vibe. And when we see each other, we are just every time it happens twice. I don't even like, because I know it's weird. It's this weird thing that won't even text her, like inbox or nothing. I'll do the happy birthday things only. But, and you could, and I look at like the shit I post and who likes it. So I know people still look out for a nigga and still show a little love. But I think we both know that it's just like more infatuation love than it is build love. Like build a love. It's more just a child, like just a love that we have for each other, unwritten. We'll play the whole commitment shit out, and I'm pretty sure something will fuck it up. Because we still
when you
different.
think negative, you get negative.
I don't care. I'm not even trying. She ain't gonna get it. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not trying. There's no part 3. But it wasn't that, to me, it was not that, like, me reminiscing about it just helps me understand that we didn't really communicate more than anything. And me just sharing that experience with just something that I know nobody would believe it. So that's why I started it off like that. Like, fuck yeah, see, shit happened. Nigga was sick. That's what y'all was waiting for.
You stupid.
Get back. Get back. I gave it to y'all early. I gave everybody to get back. First chapter in part 2. Boom. This is what happens after all those years. Oh, sick. So that people can understand, like, there is a sick period. This wasn't all just like some people do it. There's just some people that it was, but look how long in between that. So it wasn't like she made it harder for women. The person I was way before, it was just no woman would believe how easy she was able to just stand in the middle of the street like Superwoman. You'd be driving 100 miles an hour and that train just don't hit her. Right? That's what I'm saying. The book is, people interpret the book however they want. I like the way I interpreted it. I read some of the reviews. Somebody say it was like sadistic. I didn't even know the definition of that, but it just didn't seem like nothing I did was sadistic. If you're looking at it, if you're looking at it from a child's point of view, like growing up as a child, not just looking at it like some guy that just went out there and molested women. I didn't understand women. I didn't understand shit. I was just running the streets, doing what my community, what was going on in the community. So it's nice to see.
Those were like horror.
Certain people gave me different, like the parts that are the book chapter that, or the stories that people capture is interesting. It tells a lot. So, and people comment and they're giving me their opinions. I get to learn a lot about different people. More. I get to learn more about how people think. Like, there's more different shit. You never understand how people topics that people won't touch on. Now, you can't talk to me about this book without talking about sex. Like, period. You know
right?
You're gonna say that's let's read this to the kids. Like, no, you're gonna hide that shit. That shit gonna go on the top. So, I mean, that was just nothing. Like I said, I'm just telling a story, man, of a lucky ass kid that grew up out of Brooklyn. Super lucky. No many times somebody tell me I'm gonna die alone. No many times I heard somebody tell me I was gonna die alone out of anger. If I just threw this USB at their fucking forehead, I sometimes just want to take the USB and just throw it at their forehead and say, open that shit. Go to names. Die alone. Luckiest nigga in the world. But that's how I be feeling. But this was just a story of just reflecting on a guy's life and wondering how come none of these work. That's more what the confession was, like pointing out my fucked up way of thinking or justifying shit. So, whatever.
I thought it was a perfect way to kick off the second season or the third season.
I had to let them know that even the guys that talk the most shit there's a weak point. Somebody had their little kryptonite. Somebody always has that kryptonite. Man. It's weak, man. It's just like you start doing like Spike Lee and you just be moving. Your feet ain't even moving. Just be gliding. It's like a trance, like a Medusa. A good Medusa. Not the one that turns to stone.
I think it was like I said in your review too. I said that it's a great storyteller. Makes you feel like he was there. You feel invested.
I had a great memory.
Like I forgot I was recording. I was like in the corner. I was like reading it, and then I looked up. I was like, I'm supposed to be talking.
I got a good memory. That's what makes it easy.
But yeah, like people can tell a story, have a good memory, but you still can.
No, I had a good. Like I was in prison. I relived every sex chapter that I wrote. I was in prison. I didn't need a magazine. That's what I'm saying. I didn't need nobody to send me a picture. I didn't need to look at no magazine of women. I had a catalog. I had a Rolodex. And these are the ones that helped me go to bed. These are the ones that help me go to bed. These are the ones that help me think. These are the ones that had me laughing. These are the ones that had me remembering how sick I was. These are the ones that had me feeling like I was a piece of shit. These are the ones that had me feeling like I was the man. Like these stories is just stories. They all some story. They don't all ain't about me being the man. Some of my confessions is with some of these shits is like you'll never know because closed mouths don't get fed. I'm always going with the flow. Sometimes maybe I should have just stepped up and said, yo, you mind if I interrupt the flow? You mind if I put a dam right here? Can I build a dam right here? But I never asked that because I was with the flow. So the book, so I mean, it's all over the place. It's for anybody to interpret anything. It's for people that think they the shit and probably just don't know how to. That maybe you should just like when you get those thoughts when you home alone pondering on not the excuses to not make shorty your wife, or pursue a relationship, but the excuses to that the pros and not always trying to find more cons. The pros are great on a lot of these females. The cons it didn't take much. I could pick any con that could have pissed me off if I don't want to be in a relationship. So I was all over. They was all these every story tells a different Some of these is me bragging. Some of these is me sharing something that a nigga probably would never share. And being a real nigga, and being a nigga that was in the street, and being a nigga that fuck with niggas. Like, niggas would never share these stories. Some of these stories, I decided let me share them. Ready or Not is me in my love phase. Hit and Run was me on my whole shit. Icy Hot was me wanting to smash on. I always wanted to smash, yo, and I never could figure out how to just the opportunity. That was like a window that opened. The Can I Have Some was just me bragging and showing how bitches move behind their own friends' back. Like just that it don't take much. It don't take much for your friend. If they really your friend, or if you ain't a good friend, but you the one thinking that everybody's supposed to like kiss your ass, some of your friends may just can't wait to fuck a nigga you fucking with. Just because of how you treat them, how you make them feel. So, I mean, that was like the stories. Those are just different ways, just different, trying to touch on every different scenario that a nigga could think of. Like fucking outside and all that shit, like this shit that fucking in the club, like shit like anything like that. It was just, those are the stories that I think people should hear from a regular dude. Not somebody that had to like kick out thousands and thousands of dollars. Not a nigga that was wearing mad jewelry. Not a nigga that was driving a brand new top of the line car. Just your average Chris Tucker and living ghetto fabulous. You know what I'm saying? You ain't buying out the bar, but the people in the town know you get a couple of dollars. And you roll and you know some people. And that was it. That was good with me. I was never trying to be like super crazy, powerful nigga. I'm the niggas that get killed and robbed. I know, because those are the niggas I targeted. so I'm just saying, like, so I always knew what not to do so that I ain't a target a nigga like me. So these are just stories. Ready or Not was so our relationship thing where it was just baffling. Like that let me know like what's up with these relationships. And that made me realize we didn't communicate. Neither in part 1, we didn't communicate. Part 2, we didn't communicate. That's what led me to that. We just drift towards each other. Like we just see each other and it's like one of them candies that you just gotta buy or book or something that you ain't seen in a long time. But every time you walk by and you look at it, you just have to buy it. And it's like whenever we see each other, we just have to touch. we just have to touch. And there still never be no talking because we too busy just touching. We just met. We on the high, and then when the high is gone, everything goes with it. It's like nothing else, just a weird high. So that's how it is. That's what I get from that. That's what I get from all these shots. Everything was just something. The Brianna, right? That's what her name was.
Well, I don't think that was Brianna, the special one, because I was reading earlier today and I read a Brianna.
Yeah, Clueless. Huh? The one with the miscarriage. That is a serious
one. Yeah, that's not.
Them two right there.
Her name wasn't Brianna.
Those two people right there, Clueless, Ready or Not, those are probably the most serious things in this whole book until you get towards the end. It's going to take you until you get to... It's going to take you until you get to... Yeah, it's going to take you until you get to like the last 2 chapters before I even start really considering relationships again.
Okay.
So the relationship days, the phase come, but it be the vibe as you will see when it gets closer towards the end. The vibes, they just gave me that, like it was a different vibe. They fucked with me. They gave me that vibe, like they fucked with me. Like it, I could be standing around and hold all my niggas. The niggas that got the better designer shit, better cars, everything. They fucked with me. Didn't matter. And that is always for me fucking remarkably, that feels so good. There's not much you could tell me word wise. I don't need all of I love you. I don't need all that shit. That energy, that reassurance that I fuck with you, nigga. Fuck these niggas. Let's get out of here. Matter of fact, this shit is boring. I had this look towards the end. That's how they gave it up. That's what led me to stop messing with the shit I was doing and just start venturing off and just disappearing. Like I said, I wasn't messing with niggas for like a month before I went to jail. So I was already not on the scene. It was because of the vibe right there. Despite what I heard everything about everything. Wait till you read that. The ending is crazy. And I'm still cool with her. You know what I'm saying? We talk. Hit me up every now and then. Check on them. I'm cool with people. Like, we just cool. Everybody know where we fucked up at. We had these conversations. I talk to people now. So I know how to talk. And I express certain things. But everybody's in such a difference. You know? Who's to say that if I lived in New York City, the chances of me seeing Maritza would be higher. So the chances of there ever being a part 3 would be higher. If I say that if the shorty that at the end of the book, if she lived out here, chances of me fucking with her like that, it'd be the same amount of chances as me fucking with Maritza. It was just they vibes, they energy. Anytime we come around, they just let me know they fuck with me. And that shit feels good. No matter what I've been through in life, nigga, I fucks with you. And that feeling, it's like the same thing. No matter whenever they see me. My energy to them is probably like, damn, you beautiful still. You like flirtatious as a motherfucker. Whether they got a man or not my purpose. I'm not trying to get in your drawers right here. I'm just letting you know that you still got that dang effect on a nigga. You know what I'm saying? And that be the energy. So we don't like that. Was just so they get to feel the same energy. They get to feel like this nigga fucks with me. Year in, year out, whenever we see each other, like it's never like I don't go into the questionnaires and trying to find out where your nigga at. I don't even ask you. Listen, you talking to me, so I don't need to ask you got a man. It's not my problem. I ain't trying to. My intent at that time is not trying to get in your drug. It's just every time I see you, there's just weird vibe and energy but you fucks with a nigga. It's never gonna just walk past me and not say hi. They fucks with you, man or not. You gotta listen. This nigga here is a cool ass nigga, and I do the same, vice versa. Like you're just not gonna walk past you because I got a girl. Hell no. I might not do all the extra hugging and shit, but or the sneak whispers. But they
booty flick.
Yeah, the sneak whispers like, yo, say my shorty. My shorty's sister. Like, yo, that's my shorty's sister. She gonna be talking. Just chill out here later. DM me. Nah, but but the shit is just it was cool. I learned some shit. I learned mad shit about myself. It helped me make me to who I am right now. Being able to look back and revisit, even in these great ass stories, because some of these shits is great memories. Like I might not even did. Wait, I need the editor to revamp these, even part 1. Like, it could be written so much better. Like, my editor will capture the how I say it when I think about telling the story. Like that pepper that we got, that shit knows how to capture it, man. That pepper sprinkle at night. Then Pepper get crazy and just, yo, listen, oh, what else? Tell me another story. And next thing you know, I'm telling mad stories, mad personal stuff. Like, she knows how to get it out of you. So if she put a stamp on one of these, this shit could go from this to, but like I said, ready or not, she's won. She's won. She ain't sunshine. But goddamn, she ain't cloudy. She ain't cloudy. You know what I'm like? She definitely not cloudy, right? I don't even say part, like, she ain't sunshine. It wasn't sunshine. It didn't make me want to just leave everything, drop it, cry. It made me sick. So that's good. That's good. The last chapter in this book made me sick. That's the second time I got sick. Understandably sick, though. Because I when you get to it, some things I got to keep out. But when you get to
we can't get too much.
Because this chapter goes mad chaos. This is my last spiral. You know what I'm saying? Like,
before
I run into the next time I get sick. I ain't afraid to share my story, man. I ain't afraid to share when people make me sick, man. There's one more person here that got me sick. That had me sick. Like this.
Why does it break my heart?
I don't know why.
He's gonna give up on love. But come on, that's what readers do. Like, when you have a book and people read.
I was going to prison. Prison made me
know you
that up. So it was already, I was already sick before I was going to prison. Like, she ain't really make me sick, but it was hard. It was hard. You'll get it when you read the shit. But yeah, I was already going, like, this whole shit is my sex life, my highlights right before I go to jail. Like, this ends with me going to jail. Like, the last chapter is me. You're gonna, like, my last part will probably be saying that I'm walking into the federal courthouse while she looks back and she's crying because I decided to turn myself in. So there's some parts. I made sure there was stuff in there. Like, shit happens. I know how to write, I think. So I let them know that as the year. That's what I said. Under every chapter, there's a 2 numbers. Those 2 numbers is the year. So 98 was really 1998. 2000, that's 00. That was 2000. Like, those are really the years. So the book ends in 2000. I went to jail 12. So the book ends 2012. Like, the last sex, girl, anything that gets talked about is the last time I talked to a girl. Like, before I went to prison. Like, face to face. Last time I was in any type of sexual relationship type anything was right before I went to prison. So the book ends with the last person that I was messing with, how I felt about them, the prison bed, how I don't blame the prison bed, and then this madness. It's madness. Trying to figure it all out.
Damn it, I forgot what I was about to say.
And me and her to this day, if I call her right now. I hit up on Facebook. I won't hit up on FaceTime because I don't know if she got a man. I ain't that type of. Know what I'm saying? I'll send her emoji, like the eye emoji. And if she don't respond, she don't respond. If she respond, we kick it. It's mad at them. I could kick. I used to talk. Tell the truth, there's not too many on here that I haven't spoke to or seen face to face. I'll go from where we started to right now. So if I go up that way, Ready or not,
Yeah.
spoke to.
And I can think about what I was going to say.
Ready or not, Instagram messages. Batista or Brianna, whatever that shit is, whatever those names were for, can I have some?
Kind of like DMX song, Letitia, Latanya.
Only one of them I spoke to since I've been home. Hit and Run, never spoke to. Icy Hot, I speak to this day. Blind Date, speak to. False Hope, speak to. Early Morning Wake Up, don't speak to. Great Adventures, don't speak to. Boy Is Mine, speak to both. Clueless, don't speak to. Be All You Can Be, fucks with her. Bedroom Bully, nah, haven't spoke to her. Virgin Islands, haven't spoke to her. So I speak to her, I mean, on Instagram this current day, like with me changing my whole Facebook page and everything. So
we believe you.
Just saying, I want people.
I ain't got a long list like you. I speak to mine.
I'm just saying, I want people to know that it's not like
but I don't got a long list.
It's not like there was something that like is part of my past, it's part of their past, but we communicate. We're cordial. There's no beef. I wasn't like cold hearted. And when I first published it, a couple of them read it. So people know if they pay attention to the certain stories. I don't care what the name is. So people will know because the energy is the energy. So you know your story. You know when a story fits. You know I'm not just. You can't just take my face and put it in any one of your stories and act like I'm talking about you. You know damn well. You gotta wonder if you even move the way I'm describing you in that story. So, I mean, that's what I like about it, right when I wrote it. It was like there's so many things that people might want to say to me who know me, but then there's so many reasons why jumping out the window and just fucking assuming anything, it'd be so like fucked up. Like
I vaguely remember a story that you told me about a window.
About a window.
We'll save that for then. Yeah, you just said jumping out a window. I vaguely remember you telling me a story. You know, before this was even an idea to do the book on here, to do the Confessions of a Man on here.
I'm just saying, man.
Yep. And
I wrote about it, so I got to talk about it. Might as well have a podcast about it. Get to pick my brain. I mean, not that I think the same, but I know how I was thinking. Now that I understand clearly. But like I said, it was mad spirals, man. This shit was like, tell the truth, right before everything, I think I was on a fucking super horse. 2006, I was just super whorish. Like, wait till you get to the chapter All in the Family. Once you get to the chapter All in the Family or Taking Turns, that's a crazy.
Oh shit!
Those two chapters, I was super whorish, and that all was like around the same time too. Like 2 different chapters, at least 3 different bitches each chapter.
Yes.
So that makes it 6. That makes it 6 of them, all in the same clubs. Like this was just this one club. That shit was super fucking. Well, I was like fucking. I don't care what a nigga was wearing. When I walked in that bitch, it's not too much. I could leave like whatever. I don't know what it was, man. I'm a super lucky.
He was like this. He was like.
I'm looking at the list right here. Just like, I nigga gotta pay a lot of money to tell these stories right here, man. These experiences cost a nigga a lot of bread right now. Like that's all in the family. Like that means they family. Like I'm not saying all in the family. Like cousins, like cousins and cousins. I don't think none of them were sisters, but they all was cousins. So, but yeah, this shit always makes me smile. Because for every chapter in your life, you should have some type of accolades. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was a street nigga and I ain't had no, and I only slept with like a street nigga, super talking all this hot shit, hot boy shit, and only slept with like 3 girls. Come on.
That was weird. Something just happened there.
You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna understand that? But when you say you're a hot boy and you look at your hot boy,
Ever since the first story.
I'm telling you, I could go dub for dub with a nigga on this shit. I do verses.
Every chapter. That's a good thing.
I do smile because these are good times. That's what made me write them. These are all good times, good memories. Even the way it broke, the way it ended was good. Like just memorable. Everything about this whole shit was memorable. Baffling. Like my almost life-changing moments. Like it was just none of these shits are supposed to be bad stories. I wouldn't have told them. I do a podcast on the bad ones, but these are just experiences that was worth making note of. Take that. Oh, wait, take that. What? Yo, this is the end. Listen, either going. Yo, not. Yo, you know how they say you get old, like those, like what they say. What's the saying? Like you get old, like fine wine. Like the older you get, like fine wine, whatever it is. As I look at this shit now that I'm looking at part 2 list, damn, well, I was just getting older and just still good. I was just good. Yo, my God, boy. You let niggas tell you, man, I wasn't getting no money like that. I was working for niggas. This list right here tells me that I am the worker of the year. I'm the worker of the decade.
Regret to forget.
That's a century of good work right there. Mama was a worker.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Hell no, because some of these people I had was the bosses.
It makes for a good story.
Some of these people on this list was the bosses.
I liked it.
the so-called bosses. Yeah, that was some of them.
I mean,
oh, I left.
I don't know just per se. I liked it. I mean, I enjoyed it.
What? Enjoy what? You're freezing. You're frozen. I can't hear you. I still don't hear you. Brandy is having technical difficulties.
I don't know how you said it again because you're frozen.
I ain't frozen. You frozen. I always do extra shit while you frozen so the fans can see. I can't even hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't. Oh, I'm live. Yo. What you gonna do? I can't hear you. You can hear me now?
It's
nope.
Why do you want to it's breaking up? I don't know. Is it frozen to you?
I don't know how far in real time are you. Yeah, you're not close enough in real time. Leave and come back in real quick.
You've been phrasing her bosses.
And if it
Let me
don't
see what's
work,
going on.
then we just end it.
Going on? What's going on? Oh, I see.
All right, if she don't come back in sounding like we on the same time like wavelength, then this podcast will be ended. And I'm sorry. I still want to know what she was saying before she even said that. But I don't know. Just the confessions of a man. The evolution of a player. Can't evolve unless you revisit and deal with the shit from the past. Accept it, learn from it. Every story has a lesson. I'm a firm believer of that. So, if you look back in your past, if you look back in your at any situation that you keep that just seems to bug you, and really be honest about the situation and everything, you'll learn some shit. If you don't, I don't know. I ain't a philosopher like that. All right, Brandy's back. Nope, she's frozen with a cup in her mouth.
Yo, I'm in the building. Can you hear me?
Nah,
you can't hear
frozen.
Me? The cup is over there, honey. I didn't drink.
All right, you slow.
We had a good show. It's a good roll.
Now you're frozen with the mic.
Yeah. I don't have a mic in my hand anymore. Yeah, I don't have a mic anymore. I was going to something, but I say that would be crazy. If I would say that, I'd have to end it. I'd have to erase. What about now?
What? You said what?
You can hear me now?
I don't know.
You can hear me in real time?
Nah, I don't think it's real time. You got to speak right after I speak for it to be real time. Yeah, you're not doing that.
Did you just want to go now? Because we did have a good show. You said speak after you spoke.
Yeah, but you be behind each other, relapsing. End this. You got an hour and 12 minutes. Yeah, we ain't going to sit here and do this. You're going to have to delete this shit anyway.
Yeah. Okay. And when are you going to get this? I can give you a middle finger. You get that later. Yeah? Just give my middle